Oftentimes we hear of a drunk driver that does the worst thing possible. They get behind the wheel and they hurt or kill someone. But did you know you can sometimes also sue the bar or restaurant? It's called Dram Shop.
Hi everybody, this is Thomas Graham. My name is Eric Mausner. We are the law firm of Mausner Graham Injury Law. We're personal injury lawyers in Miami, Florida, and we assist people who get in all kinds of accidents all around the state of Florida.
So children and teenagers, especially college-age kids, they think it's very fun to go out, hang out at bars. Everyone does it at some point. But a lot of them are sneaking in and using fake IDs. And actually, a commercial establishment, if they serve a minor, can be held liable. And we've seen some really bad cases where young kids will go into a bar, drink way too much, and they'll leave and either get hit by a car or get in a car crash and something bad happens. Those are cases where under the Dram Shop laws, the establishment can be held liable.
Yeah, the establishment has the duty to make sure they're not serving underage individuals and also not over-serving. That's where the bars can get in trouble if they're over-serving somebody, or perhaps that patron goes to that bar a lot and is known to be a habitual drinker as well. The bar could be held liable for serving that person repeatedly, who then goes and causes harm to somebody else.
Exactly. One thing we've been seeing, and actually seeing a lot on the cruise ships, are people that are being overserved alcohol and then they're getting into bar fights. So this is kind of a twofold theory of liability, especially as it relates to the cruise line. One, they have very strict policies on how much alcohol they can serve and they shouldn't overserve. And two, they need to have proper and sufficient security in place to make sure that these fights don't occur. And we're seeing a real uptick in these types of things where I think it's more and more common for some reason, unusually.
We actually handled a case where an individual went to a bar. He was overserved with a couple of his friends, ended up getting into a fight with somebody else at the bar, and then the security actually roughed him up and broke his nose.
Yep.
So we had a couple different claims. Again, we had claims against the bar. We had claims against other individuals that were liable that day. When the bar overserves, it can cause total mayhem.
Total mayhem. And it's true. We're often seeing that there's a third-party security company involved, and they don't really do what they're supposed to do, and then it's just a mess. But oftentimes you need to know who are the right targets to establish your liability.
Yeah, and in this case, we went after the security company. Actually, it was internal security for the bar. There was no third-party company that time. We were able to recover money because of the insurance policy and the facts of that case.
The other thing, every once in a while you'll see, is either like what we call a foodborne illness or an alcohol poisoning, where they're actually serving something that is not quality enough for humans to eat or to drink, and it makes people really sick. And believe it or not, when that happens, it can even be what's called a products liability lawsuit.
The bar or the restaurant could be held liable for not taking certain steps and making sure that whatever they're serving is safe, up to standards.
And again, we see this all the time on the cruise ships. People go to the buffet line and they all wind up sick because of a bad batch of fish or something like that. So if you follow us, you know that I'm really passionate about cruise litigation and maritime law. And we see tons and tons of cases involving overservice of alcohol and negligent security on the ships. And there's a whole body of law on this. But basically, the ships cannot overserve people alcohol. It's a dangerous setting, and when that happens, it's a recipe for disaster. And the ships need to have sufficient security to keep everyone safe. Children, teenagers, adults, people that are maybe drunk, they have to keep them safe. One of the things that most people don't realize, but I'm a law nerd, so I love this stuff, is that against the cruise line, these types of Dram Shop and negligent security cases can be even easier to establish under the general maritime law than Florida state law.
And a lot of these concepts and these rules not only apply in the cruise line or the maritime world, but also, of course, at hotels, restaurants, and bars, who have a duty to maintain their premises in a safe manner, have a duty to keep their patrons safe. So if someone's too drunk or overserved and they get injured in the parking lot, these establishments could be held liable. So if you were injured as a result of bar fights or being overserved that resulted in car crashes and other injuries, we want to know about it. My name is Eric Mausner. This is Tom Graham. We're personal injury lawyers in Miami, Florida. Our firm is called Mausner Graham Injury Law. We're available anytime and we're always here to help.